And just in time, welcome in game 4 of the day as Truett, McConnell, and Tennessee Wesleyan are coming in hot. We just had Sneed, who did just single to the catcher. Chastain led off, reached on a fielding error by the third base. Now you have two runners on. Jeff, what are we seeing so far in this quick action so far?
Tennessee Wesleyan coming out hot. You're right, Deshaun. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Bailey Phillips to the plate, a 365 hitter. And the Tennessee Wesleyan Bears threatening early here in the top of the first inning.
So with the Bulldogs and the Bears, as that last one was hitting the foul territory, Tennessee Wesleyan leads 13-7 all-time series. And then last time these two teams played was April 2nd. Truett McConnell took game 1. Tennessee Wesleyan took game 2. 9-6 score in game 1. 4-1 final in game 2. So as that last pitch was called a ball. As for Truett McConnell, the winner of this game will advance to Wednesday. We're in another situation where the winner doesn't have to play tomorrow. They get to play on Wednesday. They will play at 5 o'clock in that Bryan and Bernal winner. So as right now we have a 2-2 count. Bailey Phillips is at bat right now. Got some contact on that, keeps it at a 2-2 count.
Gibson, the starter in the circle for Truett McConnell, 2.98 ERA. And she's trying to pitch out of a jam here early on.
Chased after that pitch, wanted to get some contact on it. Got into foul territory, keeping this alive. Beauty of it, it is still no outs on the board. Phillips would love to get on base, load these bases up. That is going to be an outside pitch, far outside, full count, 3-2.
Curveball from Gibson, try to get her to chase. Phillips, discipline, didn't offer at it.
Phillips gets some contact on that. Gets into the outfield. That will advance a runner to third. So does the job, first out on the board, but now you have a runner closer in the scoring position.
The runners on the corners, only one out here in the top of the first inning. Mackenzie Baldwin, a 344 hitter on the season.
Number 21, Mackenzie Baldwin.
Coming to the plate for the Bears.
So now Chastain advanced to third. Looking at the records on the season, Truett McConnell, 29-13 regular season record, 13-5 at home, 16-8 on the road, 0-0 neutral. So this is really first time on neutral site. 20-8 in conference play. Tennessee Wesleyan, 23-10 on the season, 11-3 at home, 12-7 on the road, 19-9 in conference play. So I know we've said it all day, but this is a tough conference. I'm telling you.
It really is, and these two teams right here are battle-tested.
And a throwing error, trying to get her out at second. That will advance a runner home. First run of the day, Tennessee Wesleyan opens up the scoring column.
Yeah, they tried the pickoff play. The runner at first was going to second. The catcher tried to throw it to the shortstop. The shortstop was supposed to catch it and throw it home, but couldn't really tell if it was an errant throw or if the shortstop should have caught it. Either way, the ball scoots into left field, and Chastain comes home to score the first run of the game for Tennessee Wesleyan.
And the tough part about that, honestly, was that where the shortstop was, she was really very far up in front. And it was going to be tough to really try to even catch the runner at second stealing. But with that, another runner is in scoring position.
Yeah, heady base running by Sneed, who was at first. She was on the way to second. Then when she saw the ball get away into left field, she takes third base. So a couple errors from Truett McConnell early on, digging themselves a hole here in the top of the first.
So 2 errors on Truett McConnell already in this top of the first. Baldwin gets some contact on that. That will go into foul territory, but that will go down as an out. Great way. It's a great way for third baseman to chase after that.
Yeah, Gracie folds. Tough catch up against the fence right in front of the third base dugout. Squeezes it for out number 2.
She's now pinning up to bat. Taylor Penning, 326 hitter on the season. 29 hits, 5 doubles, 14 RBIs. So now, that is going to end off this inning. Truett McConnell looking to try to respond after 2 errors in this top of the first. That was grounded out the first. We will see what will happen after this quick break here on SESN at the AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Leading off for Truett McConnell, the right fielder, number 3, Emmy Suter.
So now Emmy Suter leading off for Truett McConnell, starting off this inning. Emmy Suter, 325 hitter on the season, 39 hits, 32 runs scored, 2 home runs, 1 triple, 9 doubles. First pitch was called a ball, 1-0 count. In that circle, it is Bailey Phillips. Bailey Phillips, 147 ERA, 15-3 record, 21 appearances, 17 games started, 13 complete games, 4 shutouts. That last pitch was called a strike, 1 save on the season.
Yeah, Phillips, an outstanding pitcher for Tennessee Wesleyan in the circle, getting the ball in her hand today. Going against this very tough Truett McConnell batting lineup.
Most dangerous thing about Tennessee Wesleyan, honestly, is that they have had some great pitchers in these last few years, and that has carried them through this conference in the last few years, as they have definitely had some power hitters, but their pitching has taken a toll on a lot of different opposing teams in this conference, because you're not going to get as many hits as you think you are, and your best hitters are going to have their best day if you're going to go against Tennessee Wesleyan.
Yeah, well, I've always said good pitching beats good hitting, and that's, we've seen that all day long here in the opening rounds of the AAC Conference Softball Tournament, and I think it's going to be the same here in this game between Truett McConnell and Tennessee Wesleyan.
Bottom of the first, 1-2 count. Suter still at bat. That does go down as a ball, 2-2 count.
I like Suter being patient here, seeing some pitches in this leadoff spot.
And Truett McConnell out of Cleveland, Georgia, as Suter gets some contact on that hit. That does go into foul territory. Tennessee Wesleyan out of Athens, Tennessee. Now as Phillips takes this next pitch, Suter continuing to battle at the plate.
Yes, she is a high-quality at-bat for Emmy Suter. It's getting the leadoff hitter for Truett McConnell, playing right field this afternoon for the Bears.
She'll now take this next pitch. Suter with the swing and a miss. First strikeout for Bailey Phillips of the day. Suter will be retired. First out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Isabel Sullivan.
Isabel Sullivan now up to bat for the Bears. It's now Phillips. Takes that pitch. That's going to be a bit on out inside. That goes down as a ball. 1-0 count. Isabel Sullivan, 361 hitter on the season. 122 at bats. 44 hits, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 29 RBIs. Just filling up that stat sheet.
Yeah, well-rounded hitter and with a lot of speed. Anytime you see so many extra base hits, doubles and triples, you automatically know that she's got some wheels. She can move around those bases.
At this level, you need players like that. You don't just want power hitters that can just hit it, just be all or nothing, where it's either a home run or it's a strikeout or it's just flying out. You need some players that if they're going to get some hits, it's going to be, all right, an infield single. Oh, okay, they can get a double, maybe even get a triple.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Deshaun. And you see, just a routine ground ball to the left center gap, for example. A kid with a lot of speed, they're just going to go on and take second. I mean, it's a routine single for most people, but they stretch it out into 2.
So now as Phillips takes this next pitch, that's a bit high in that zone, brings it to a full count. So now Sullivan looking to battle, get Truett McConnell's first hit of the day. Tennessee Wesleyan already with the hit. Phillips. Sullivan got contact on that, keeps it in foul territory. She will stay at bat. So now it's Phillips. She'll take this next pitch. And another great battle at the plate.
Yeah, these hitters from Truett McConnell, very disciplined, seeing a lot of pitches from Phillips early on, and trying to get that to pay off for him. If it doesn't pay off for him this at bat necessarily, they hope it'll pay off later on.
And well composed is just like you said. Again, just like that, well composed. That experience is definitely showing for Truett McConnell. I mean, you look at Isabel Sullivan, senior utility player out of McDonough, Georgia. I mean, if you look at Emmy Suter, sophomore infielder, but you see a mixture of experience and young players on this team, some fifth-year seniors, some graduates, some juniors and freshmen. But this team is very patient as that last out is going to go for Truett McConnell. Another strikeout for Bailey Phillips in the circle. 2 strikeouts this inning. She was caught looking. Now Boatwright up to bat.
The old backwards K retires Isabel Sullivan.
That one low and inside. That will go down as a ball. 1-0 count. Cassie Boatwright, 381 hitter, 147 at bats, 56 hits, 33 runs scored, 13 doubles, 1 triple, 9 home runs, 41 RBI.
Watch that one miss on the inside corner. I thought she was going to offer at it, but laid off the inside pitch from Phillips.
2 consecutive inside pitches. I'm honestly not mad at those.
With her ability to drive the ball over the fence, it's keeping it in on her hands, so it makes it a little more difficult for her to get those arms extended and get that barrel through the zone.
Truett McConnell overall as a team, 21 home runs on the season. And then you compare that to Tennessee Wesleyan. Tennessee Wesleyan with 10. So this team of Truett McConnell, they can knock it out.
Some pop. But, these batters, Suter and Sullivan, both being very patient, seeing a lot of pitches, but the end result's the same. Both of them retired on strikes. Boatwright looking to change that here in the 3-hole.
Last one hitting the foul territory. Full count, 2 outs on the board. Bailey Phillips looking to retire another batter.
Gosh, that ball was peppered foul.
For the last 3 batters we've seen for Truett McConnell, it hasn't been just a 1-2-3 pitch. All right, you're out. They're swinging at them.
Yeah, they're seeing a lot of pitches, and then that's the thing. You foul pitches off early, turns into pitches you're able to put in play later on.
All 3 outs of this inning, all strikeouts for Bailey Phillips. 1 inning, 3 strikeouts, 24 total pitches. What do we see in the circle from Bailey Phillips just now?
She's got great speed. She's got great movement, and using location, inside, outside, mixing up her pitches well, hitting her spots, and retires the first 3 batters, all via the strikeout. A great start for Phillips and the Tennessee Wesleyan Bears.
We'll take a quick break. We'll see if Massengale can really bring some momentum on the hitting side for Tennessee Wesleyan here on SESN with AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. We enter that top second, as you'll have Tatum Massengale, who will be leading off for Tennessee Wesleyan. Massengale, sophomore infielder out of Hickson, Tennessee. Popped up to the catcher. First out.
The second baseman, number 20, Kaylee Bradley.
Didn't take long for Gibson to record that first out. 1 pitch retires Massengale.
And Kaylee Bradley adds Tennessee Wesleyan's second hit of the day. That is hit right in that gap. Just great way to get some contact on that.
Yeah, just a great piece of hitting. Was looking for something middle out over the plate. Got her arms extended, hit it right back up the middle. 1 out single to get things started for Tennessee Wesleyan here in top of the second.
It's not Avery Hope.
Excuse me. Yeah, Tennessee Wesleyan.
So Avery Hope did swing and a miss on that. She is a .328 hitter on the season. 67 at-bats, 8 runs scored, 22 hits, 5 doubles, 9 RBIs. Hitting the foul territory. That brings it to an 0-2 count.
And this is what you want if you're Gibson. Get ahead in the count, work from ahead.
As Gibson takes this next pitch. Hope went for it, swung and a miss. That is the first strikeout for Kendall Gibson in the circle. 26 total pitches so far. Out number 2.
Number 7, Harlan Adamanu.
Pretty pitch. Looked to be a rise ball. Outer half of the plate. And Hope just couldn't catch up to it. Goes down swinging.
So now Adam Manuk at bat. First pitch called strike. Adam Manuk, .338 hitter. 18 runs scored, 24 hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 2 RBIs. Great contact on that hit. That does go down in the foul territory.
I just drove it down the third base line, but foul.
That'll bring Bailey back to first. Now Kendall Gibson looking to take this next pitch. I will also be hitting the foul territory. I thought we were about to see another situation of it being fouled off into the catcher again.
Yeah, if somehow she was able to come up with that, there would have been an easy double play. Mackenzie Heim behind the plate for Truett McConnell, just a little out of her reach.
She'll take this next pitch. bit on the outside. Goes down as a ball. 1-2 count, 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, good eye from Adamanuk right there. Saw that ball was outside, laid off of it.
Another ball on the outside of that zone. Deuces well in this second inning. So now Gibson. A little too far on the outside, hit by pitch. Adamanuk will now make her way to first. Bradley makes her way to second, 2 runners on.
Yeah, Gibson, the 2 pitches prior to that one, really dancing around the outside corner to Adamanuk and tried to work that one back inside, a little too far inside, hits her. Runners on first and second for Tennessee Wesleyan with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning.
Courtney Wilson up to bat, first at bat of the day. That last one was called a ball, 1-0 count. So Gibson looking to escape out of this inning with 2 runners on. Great pitch finding that zone. Goes down as a strike. Now Gibson gets the signal. She'll take the pitch. A little bit on the inside. 2-1 count. So now you can see the infield playing a little bit further up, knowing that she'll probably, with her being a slap hitter, potentially go for the bunt, but not really go too far over.
Yeah, the infield plays in on the slap hitters to try to cut down the angles of the ball to get to the outfield, tighten everything up, knock it down, and make a play.
And just as you said, that goes right down that left field line. But as the runner comes home, they're going to say it was a foul ball. Honestly, I think as that was going, I think that stayed on the line. I think I think that brings a run in.
My view was a little obstructed by the window here, but it was one of those that it looked like to me it hopped over the bag. And
usually in those situations, that goes fair. So full count, takes the next pitch. That will get the put out. So Truett McConnell escapes the inning, 2 runners left on base. Tennessee Wesleyan still leads 1-0. We will take a quick break on SESN here at the AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. We now make our way into the bottom of the second. Kendall Gibson doing some work in the circle. Now she will have her first at bat.
Leading off for Truett McConnell, the pitcher, number 22, Kendall Gibson.
Kendall Gibson, as much as she does work in that circle, she's a .394 hitter, 132 at bats, 52 hits, 13 doubles, 1 triple. And guess what? She can knock it out. 3 home runs.
I believe it's the first pitcher we've seen today that put a bat in her hands, and you can see why you want a bat in her hands with numbers like that. And a lot of times pitchers, you know, they're able to pick up on the spin. They have a great anticipation of what's coming. So, you know, you've seen pitchers before in college softball who who are also very good hitters like Kendall Gibson for Truett McConnell.
That last one she did swing and a miss. That is a 1-1 count. Bailey Phillips right now, 3 strikeouts on the day. Last inning, all putouts were her just punching out every single batter.
Making it easier on her defense.
Absolutely. Two-one count. Phillips looking to take this next pitch. Hitting the foul territory on that back gate. 2-2 count. Truett McConnell still has not recorded a hit just yet. Kendall Gibson looking to try to record that first hit for the Bears. Can she find that spot? What a diving play in the right field.
Carlin Adamanuk showing her speed and range, coming on to make the diving catch to rob Kendall Gibson of a base hit. Fantastic play in right field by Adamanuk.
Because for a second, it looked like it was going to find that gap and just drop. That's one of those great plays there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to call it a hit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's going to be down for a base hit, but it was not.
I was thinking I had the broadcaster's jinx on that, but hey. Last pitch, swing and a miss. That is going to go down to strike. 0-1 count. Now Phillips will look to take this next pitch. That one a bit high. That brings it to a 1-1 count.
That's a big momentum shifter, too. You know, Gibson, leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second, gets on or nearly got on with a single with nobody out, but instead Adamanuk robs her of a hit. And now nobody on, no but one out for Truett McConnell.
Two-one count. Morgan looking to continue the battle. This is her first at-bat today. Another outside pitch. That brings it to a 3-1 count. Rachel Morgan, 368 hitter on the season. 32 hits, 19 runs scored. 9 doubles, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. A lot of power hitters in this lineup. So now Rachel Morgan hits it right into center. F8 put out.
Yeah, Courtney Sneed out in center field for Tennessee Wesleyan. Had Morgan played nearly perfect there. Didn't have to move a whole lot to record that out. Camped underneath it for out number 2 here in the second inning.
First pitch outside. That goes down as 1-0 count. Now Tennessee Wesleyan looking to continue to neutralize Truett McConnell at bat. That's a swing and a miss. A lot of those pitches, Truett McConnell is looking to swing at those, try to get something going. They're finding those spots when they connect.
That was a drop ball there, and it looked good until it wasn't. And just swung over the top of it for the strike. And we give Bailey Phillips a lot of credit. She's very talented pitcher, multiple pitches, changing locations, working the entire zone, and keeping these hitters from Truett McConnell off balance here early on in this one.
A lot of veteran leadership in that circle with her. And if I'm not mistaken, today on day 1, we've only seen one player that was a freshman in that circle.
Yeah, and it's it's one of those positions where you have some success, and that player becomes a junior and senior, and they're used to these big ball games, and you want the ball in their hands. And
Bailey Phillips, strikeout number 4. She's just continuing to neutralize Truett McConnell, a team that can get those hits. No runs, no hits, none left on base. Truett McConnell is going to have to figure out something defensively. Can Tennessee Wesleyan add another hit, add another run, and build that lead? We will find out after this quick break here on Southeast Sports Network at the AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. And so now, as we head into the top of the third,
Leading off for Tennessee
we're going to see
Wesleyan,
Courtney
center
Sneed,
fielder
who's going to
number
be
2,
leading off this
Courtney
inning.
Sneed.
Earlier, she was the one that got that first base hit. Singled it right by the catcher. 1 for 1 on the day, looking to try to get her second hit. Inside pitch, called a ball.
Yeah, she laid down a perfect bunt back in the first inning and able to leg it out. She was so far down the line, there was not even a throw.
So now that's going to go for the 3-4 put out. Great connection in the infield from Truett McConnell. I think this is also another situation where this is the first game today where we've seen both teams have their pitcher also bat.
Yeah, and it's all day long until now. It's been pitching duties only for the ladies in the circle. But
first pitch called strike. Bailey Phillips so far 0 for 1 on the day. She did fly out to right field. That pitch a bit low, 1-1 count.
nice pitch from Gibson right there, painted the outside corner.
So 1-2 count, 1 out on the board. Phillips probably got kind of connected a little bit, bounced off the ankle a little bit.
Yeah, fouled that one off that left ankle.
Those do not feel good.
Tough young lady walking it off, trying to collect herself. And, Gibson doing a really good job of working the corners on Phillips. Phillips a .365 hitter, .688 slugging percentage. So she's able to barrel it up.
Outside pitch, right out that zone, brings it 2-2 count. Kendall Gibson so far, 2.5 innings, 1 strikeout, 40 total pitches. So now she'll take this next one. Phillips looking to try to make her way to first. Quick 4-3 put out.
A little slow roller. Well played over at second base by Rachel Morgan.
Great way for Rachel Morgan to corral that, get it to first.
Mackenzie Baldwin.
Get 2 outs on the board. So now you have Mackenzie Baldwin, who's going to look to get her second at bat.
Popped out in foul territory over in front of the third base dugout in her first plate appearance.
Got a bit of contact on that last pitch. Yeah, that was the one that fouled off in the foul territory and then went for the out. Free out, just like you said. Last pitch a bit high, called ball. So now Truett McConnell. 2 outs on the board. Gibson looking to take this next pitch. Brings it 2-1 count. Baldwin looking to build for the Bulldogs. Trying to get a 2-out hit, single or a double. But great spot for Gibson. That'll bring it to a 2-2 count.
Once again, the ability to throw that changeup for a strike. Keeps the hitters off balance.
Basically freezes that hitter.
Yeah, just locks them up.
Outside pitch brings it to a full count.
And you follow the changeup, follow it up with a fastball in the same spot. And hard to adjust.
That goes right down the line. That will go into foul territory. That for sure is in foul territory this time. I don't think we have a debate on this one.
That's a no-doubter.
So now we go back again. Full count, 2 outs on the board. Kendall Gibson, Mackenzie Baldwin. Can Gibson win this battle? And she will. That will be a strikeout looking right on the outside. Make that strikeout number 2 for Kendall Gibson. Ices, Tennessee Wesleyan. What do we see from Truett McConnell defensively?
Truett McConnell, I mean, just first of all, an outstanding performance in the circle from Kendall Gibson on that play, but just solid defense. You know, you get a grounder to a couple ground outs and a strikeout, and makes it look easy out there when you're that efficient in the circle. And Truett McConnell doing what they needed to do to get out of that inning. Now they'll come back to the plate and try to tie this up or take the lead.
So Grace Folds will be leading off in the bottom of this inning. We will see what will happen. We'll take a quick break here at the AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. We enter the bottom of the third. Grace Folds will be leading off for Truett McConnell. Grace Folds, 270 hitter, 122 at-bats. 30 runs scored, 33 hits, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 1 home run, 47 RBIs.
7, 8, 9 due up for Truett McConnell here in the bottom of the third.
Swing and a miss. That will go down as a strike. If you're Truett McConnell, your last 2 innings have been 1, 2, 3. You want to try to extend this inning, really build some momentum, put Tennessee Wesleyan in the bind, try to enter the scoring column, but also got to get that first hit.
Yeah, you got to put the ball in play, get some runners on, and Bailey Phillips, the way she's working in the circle, she's not allowing any free passes, no walks, no hit batters, clean sheet for Phillips thus far. And certainly that's what you want to see if you're Tennessee Wesleyan.
So 1-2 count, Grace Folds. She'll take this next pitch from Phillips. And one low in the dirt, that brings to a 2-2 count.
Good at bat here from Folds to get things started for Truett McConnell. Works the 2-2 count, hitters count.
Phillips takes this next pitch. And that will go down as Truett McConnell's first hit. Folds keeps an eye on the outfield. She'll just bring it down as an infield single. Great base hit. Finds that right center.
Yeah, great piece of hitting by Folds. She worked the count, fouled a couple pitches off, got one she liked, and able to drive it right up the middle into center field for a leadoff single here in the bottom of the third from Truett McConnell.
Now Mackenzie Heim up to bat. Folds still second. She will make it there safely.
Yeah, great piece of base running by Folds. Just straight steal, using her speed to take the extra base. And Deshaun, what I really like about that is you're able to get a runner on second without having to sacrifice an out. And now if you do sacrifice an out here, as Heim tried to lay down the bunt, then you're moving a runner over to third. And a runner on third with one out is much better than a runner on second with one out.
And then you can really mix it up then.
Oh, the playbook is wide open at that point.
Absolutely. And for Truett McConnell, that's the big advantage that they can have because they are a power-hitting team. As now Heim gets it in the left field. So now Folds in the corner on third. Heim at first. No outs on the board. 2 hits.
It was a great play in left field by Macy Chastain. Did a great job charging that ball, getting it in quickly to prevent Folds from trying to go home. But now, like you said, runners on the corners, first and third, nobody out. Rebecca Graham to the plate for Truett McConnell.
Rebecca Graham having her first at bat. She will. She did her job. Takes the attention off. They throw out at first. That scores Truett McConnell's first run as Folds slides her way home.
And another good piece of base running by Folds. It was bunted back to the pitcher. Phillips got it and sort of looked at the runner, but threw it to first to get the out, and Folds able to, once again, use her speed to get home safely. And we're all tied at ones here in the bottom of the third.
And now you have Heim on second, and you're back at the top of the lineup with one out.
Yeah, and a very dangerous part of the lineup, Suter and Sullivan. Suter at the plate, Sullivan on deck. Runner on second with just one out.
So the 1-6-3 put out. That advances Heim to third now with that put out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Isabel Sullivan.
Isabel Sullivan coming to the plate can give her team the lead if she can muster a 2-out hit here in the bottom of the third.
Phillips looks to take this pitch. Great pitch on the inside. Sullivan backed up a little bit, watched it. First pitch called strike.
You knew at some point in time this Truett McConnell offense was going to come to life, and they've done so here in the bottom of the third. A couple singles, and there's another one.
And Truett McConnell will make their way up front. Sullivan hits that right over the infielder's head, gets it into that outfield. First hit of the day for her. Struck out of her last at bat. Comes back with the hit. Heim will score. Truett McConnell leads 2-1.
A great piece of hitting by Sullivan. Just got one that she liked, drove it in the right center field gap, a hard hit ball. Great job by the outfielders from Tennessee Wesleyan to cut that one off.
And Truett McConnell is stringing along some hits. That is a great hit by Boatwright. Boatwright makes her way to second. You're going to see Truett McConnell add another run. 3 runs this inning.
Wow.
Sullivan makes her way all the way home using her speed. But that's just great piece of hitting from Boatwright.
Boatwright hit a laser over the left fielder's head. It got to the wall, and the great base running allowed the runner to score from first. And then Boatwright, she didn't slow down either, goes all the way to third on the throw home. And like you said, Deshaun, Truett McConnell stringing some hits together. They entered this inning down 1-0. Put up 3 runs on the board, now enjoy a 3-1 lead over Tennessee Wesleyan.
For Truett McConnell, the one thing that at least we saw is, like, obviously it was a slow start. And they came into the inning, no hits. They now have 4.
They've flipped the script on that scenario, if you will. They really bringing the bats to life here in the bottom of the third inning.
Getting the bats rolling. Now you have a runner at third. You still have 2 outs on the board. Tennessee Wesleyan look try to escape out of this inning. As you can tell, that green light is starting to continue because Gibson was ready to go with that.
Yeah, Gibson, great hitter, batting in the cleanup spot. The pitcher for Truett McConnell. Chance to help herself if she can muster a hit right here.
Great pitch in that zone. 0-2 count. Now Kendall Gibson looking to take this next pitch. Phillips looking to try to get up out of this inning. 2.5 innings pitch, 4 strikeouts. Pitch 53 on the way. That was hitting the foul territory.
This inning started with a back-to-back singles from Folds and Heim, the 7 and 8 hitters for Truett McConnell, and then it's continued with the top of this lineup.
Bailey Phillips, strikeout number 5. She will end this inning escaping. Truett McConnell does add 4 hits and 3 runs. Can Tennessee Wesleyan respond and bring the momentum back on their side? You see Truett McConnell has come to life, and it's there for them. So what can happen next? We will find out going into the top of the 4th here on SESN at the Appalachian Athletic Conference Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. We enter the top of the 4th. Taylor Penning up to bat, leading off. First pitch from Kendall Gibson, called strike. She's pitched 3 innings, struck out 2 batters. Pitch number 54 on the way.
Penning's first plate appearance, she grounded out to the first baseman.
And that is going to be the first out. Quick 6-3 put out, boat right to Cronick.
First baseman, number 33, Tatum Massengale.
Tatum Massengale now up to bat for Tennessee Wesleyan. Her first at bat. That fouled off to the catcher. Pitch on the outside. That will be called a ball. 1-0 count. As now Massengale, she gets it right past the infield. That will get her first hit of the day. Tennessee Wesleyan's 3rd hit overall. Great piece of hitting. What'd you think about that one, Jeff?
It really was. It was a changeup, and she was able to keep her weight back, waited on it, waited till the ball got in the zone, and just absolutely hammered it in the 5-6 hole for a 1-out single here in the top of the 4th inning.
So now with 1 out on the board, Bradley up to bat. Bradley, last at bat, she got an infield single. So 1 for 1 on the day. Last pitch was called a ball. Great pitch by Kendall Gibson. That will be called a strike. 1-1 count.
Yeah, it was a great pitch. Fell behind 1-0, then battles back to get the count even at 1 apiece.
Tennessee Wesleyan continue with another hit. Bradley now with her 2nd hit, 2 for 2 on the day. Single hit right to left field. So now I have Massengale on 2nd and Bradley on 1st.
Yeah, Tennessee Wesleyan sees something that they like. The last 2 hits by the Bears, they have driven the ball hard into left field. And, you know, Gibson got the first out here in the inning, but then that's followed up by back-to-back singles from Massengale and Bradley. Now Avery Hope coming to the plate, looking to add to the hit parade.
It's looking like actually you might see a pinch hitter at the bat. If I'm not mistaken, that is number 19, Brooke Freeman, sophomore infielder out of Venora, Tennessee.
Her first trip to the plate today.
Last one was a swing and a miss. That is called a strike. So 1-1 count. Still one out on the board. Pitch on the outside that will bring it to a 2-1 count.
The curveball from Gibson just missed outside.
So now Gibson takes this next pitch. Freeman swings and a miss, 2-2 count.
It took a little something off that one. Freeman way out in front of it. A lot of folks from Truett McConnell thought that was a strike, but called a ball. I'll defer to the umpire. He has a much better view than I do.
Oh, yeah, right behind that plate, too. As Freeman comes in as the pinch hitter, she will get the base hit. Tennessee Wesleyan is going to look to bring in a run. You have another run coming in. That is going to be the tying run. We have a 3-3 ball game on our hands in this final game today on day 1.
Yeah, hard hit ball to right field. Souter misplays it, lets it get to the wall, allows both runs to score, and Freeman to advance to second, and we're all tied here in the top of the 4th.
So that will go down as a single to right field, and she did advance from that fielding error by the right fielder.
Nice play over third by Folds.
Adam Anouk had some speed going to first. That was a very close call. It could have went down as being safe.
That's one of the things I love about softball is that kind of play right there. It's a bang. Every play is a bang play. When the hitter has speed, a great throw, a great catch by Folds, and still a bang play at first. Could have gone either way.
So that does help advance Freeman over to third. So 2 outs on the board.
Back to the top of the lineup in Chastain.
Last pitch called strike. It's now Chastain 0 for 2 on the day so far.
Back-to-back singles from Tennessee Wesleyan allows them to tie this one up.
Last pitch called a ball. Brings to a 2-1 count. Gibson looking to take this next pitch. Inside pitch, that will go as a 3-1.
Tennessee Wesleyan a lot of credit. Gave up some runs in the bottom of the last inning, come here to the top of the 4th. And
now you have a runner in the corner. Chastain will make her way to first off the walk.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Courtney Sneed.
I believe that is the first walk of the day issued by Gibson. Puts runners on the corners with 2 outs for Tennessee Wesleyan. Courtney Sneed at the plate.
First pitch called a ball. 1-0 count. After Truett McConnell's explosive inning, adding 4 hits, Tennessee Wesleyan has come back and responded just as much with the same firepower, as that last pitch is called a strike.
Yeah, they definitely answered the bell. They may have been knocked down, but they weren't knocked out. And the type of teams that we're seeing here aren't they're hard to knock out. They're going to keep fighting and clawing.
Yeah, there's a reason why it was such a tough race in the first place going into this AAC tournament for a lot of teams. As now Chastain makes her way to second, stealing.
Nice piece of base running to put herself in scoring position. Sneed, a .329 hitter, .414 slugging percentage, so she's more than capable to deliver in this situation.
1-2 count, and Sneed hits it right into right field. She's going to make her way to second. 2 runners have come home. Tennessee Wesleyan regains the lead.
Great piece of hitting by Sneed. Just took the inside pitch, turned on it, drove it hard down the right field line into deep in that right corner, allows 2 runs to score. She goes to second, and that puts Tennessee Wesleyan back on top 5-3.
Tennessee Wesleyan, 6 hits, have added 4 runs in this inning.
The pitcher, number 32, Bailey Phillips.
Bailey Phillips now with 2 outs, looking to see if she could continue the momentum for Tennessee Wesleyan. Kind of hesitated on that. That is going to be called a strike. As Phillips grounds it straight to second, that is going to go for the 4-3 putout. So Tennessee Wesleyan, 4 runs in this inning. What did we see from Tennessee Wesleyan, and how did they answer the bell?
Well, they hit the softball. They sent 8 batters to the plate that inning, back-to-back singles. All with 1 out by the bottom half of the lineup. Then the top half of the lineup, you have Courtney Sneed with a big double down the right field line, drives in 2 more runs, and just a tremendous 4th inning by the Tennessee Wesleyan Bears to not only reclaim the lead, or not only to draw back even, but to reclaim the lead 5-3 as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning.
So we'll take a quick break. We'll see what Truett McConnell can do to respond off of this here on SESN at AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. And Rachel Morgan will lead off this inning.
Rachel Morgan.
As last at bat, she flew out to center field. First pitch is called a strike. Bailey Phillips, 3 innings pitched so far, 5 strikeouts, 3 runs earned. So we are in the bottom of the 4th. Truett McConnell now has to find another way to battle back. As now, Cassidy Morgan, great infield single, right past second and short.
Yeah, just another great hit there by Morgan. Squares one up, hard ground ball into center field. A leadoff runner aboard for Truett McConnell in the bottom half of the 4th.
Now Cronic up to bat. She'll hit that in foul territory.
Nice catch by the young man over here.
Hey, look at the fan catching that.
Look at that. Can of corn.
So at that foul ball, 0-1 count. Look to go for the bunt. Had a lot of air on that. That does go into foul territory. 0-2 count. Bailey Phillips looking to see if she can punch out another batter. Outside pitch goes down as a ball. 1-2 count. Now Phillips takes the pitch. Cronic gets another hit. Truett McConnell now 2 runners on.
Now Cronic hit that one almost in the same exact spot as Morgan. Right up the middle, just the right-hand side of second base, between the bag and the second base position, the fielder. And Truett McConnell has a little something cooking here in the bottom of the 4th.
No outs on the board. And Folds back up to bat. Last at bat. Single to right center. So now she'll go for the bunt. 5-3 sacrifice bunt, put out. That advances a runner in the corner and runner on second, both in scoring position.
Yeah, Folds tried the old push bunt there. She wanted to push it past the pitcher and the third baseman to where the shortstop would have to field it. And if just had a little more on that, she'd have been safe at first. Great defensive play by Tennessee Wesleyan to record an out, but runners on second and third with one out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Foul tip, that is going to go down. 0-1 count. Mackenzie Himes last at bat. Single right into left field. And that continued that hitting fiasco that Truett McConnell had in that last inning. As now that will be popped up to third. She will be put out. 2 outs on the board.
You'd have to feel pretty good about things here if you can get out of this without giving up a run. If you're Tennessee Wesleyan, you start off this inning, give up back-to-back singles, then get an out on a sac bunt and an infield fly. Runners on second and third now with 2 outs. Truett McConnell.
But wouldn't you think they would tell us what number she was? Is it a sub? Yeah, it is. It's a pinch hitter.
So it's going to be a pinch hitter, but we cannot see the number currently. The only thing I see on the helmet is number 16 on the helmet, which would be
I see a 19. They don't have a 19 on their roster.
which would be Jenna O'Brien, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
That pitch is called a strike, so 1-1 count.
It's 1-1.
I'm like, 10? It's 1 something.
Well, 10. It can't be 10 because she's.
So it's Phillips. We'll look to take this next pitch.
My guess is a 16.
Another strike right down in that zone.
Because the only other number it could possibly be that.
Yeah, good job from Phillips.
15, maybe 15, I guess. I think it's got to be 16, right? It looks like
Tennessee Wesleyan trying to get out of a jam.
That pitch a bit high, goes down as a ball. As that will be
Wow.
That's going to be popped up for a hit, and that's going to bring in another run.
That is a bizarre play as that ball just hit exactly behind the pitcher in an area, long run for the shortstop. She gets it, throws it to first, not in time, and then there's a little hesitation, but the runner at second, Haley Cronick, did not hesitate, comes around to score, and we are tied at 5. Heady base running by Cronick and the Truett McConnell Bears.
So we are even at 5 this game right now. Different than what we've seen so far is that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Did she come down with the ball? That is going to come down as an out. So we're seeing a different situation than we've seen so far where it's been a pitch and duel. This one right now, Truett McConnell 7 hits, Tennessee Wesleyan 6 hits.
2 runs on 3 hits. No
This
errors,
is a
one
different
left
kind of
on
game,
base.
Jeff.
It's a hit parade, and both of these teams swinging the big stick, able to hit the ball, put it in play. And it's not really, Deshaun, been extra base hits. It's been singles, infield singles, and, we had the double earlier, maybe one triple. But, I mean, it's for the most part, it's just been going base to base and knocking in runs when you have that opportunity.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break, and we'll see if Tennessee Wesleyan can continue what they're doing, and we'll see what more action we'll get from this game here at AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. And 5s across the board. Top of the 5th. 5-5. And that is going to get Baldwin safe on first. Kind of mishandled that at short. And then a low throw to first. Jeff, what did you see from that one?
Yeah, it was a tough play. She would have been deep in the hole. I think even if she doesn't bobble it, Baldwin probably beats it out.
Yeah.
Either way, another leadoff runner aboard for Tennessee Wesleyan.
And so that's just Kendall Gibson, great way to field that, toss it to first. That's a beautiful play.
She fielded that with her glove and then didn't take it out. She tossed it to first out of her glove. And that is just a super high-level play. But I really believe if she tries to make the transition to her hand and toss it over there, the runner's probably going to be safe. But just a great play from Gibson, fielding her position in the circle.
So that does go down as a sack bunt. Baldwin did advance to second. So Massengale, last at bat, singled past that infield to short.
Yeah, she started the hit parade for Tennessee Wesleyan back in the 4th inning.
And it just continued after that. Look at Massengale. She had got the infield single, then another single to left field. And then you had a single to the outfield, and then it turned into an E9 because she advanced and how she mishandled it in the outfield.
Yeah, it opened the floodgates for Tennessee Wesleyan, put 4 runs up in the last inning in the 4th. So
Massengale thought that was going to be a 4-pitch walk. That was called a strike, 3-1 count. So Baldwin on second. Massengale at the bat. Massengale, that gets past second. You're going to have another runner score. Tennessee Wesleyan back ahead. Massengale were the second hit of the day.
RBI single once again, just not trying to do too much with it. Just barrel it up, get it on the ground, and got it in center field. And just a nice piece of hitting from Massengale, drives in the run. And Tennessee Wesleyan takes the lead 6-5 here in the top of the 5th inning.
And so Bradley stretched out for that bunt that did go into foul territory. We're seeing both teams right now just attack at bat. Those bats are warmed up.
They really are. Bradley, herself 2 for 2 on the day, 2 singles.
It's like they knew the stipulation was whoever wins this knows they don't have to play tomorrow.
These ladies want a day off.
Yeah.
Pitch
softball grind is different.
It is. Ball got away from the catcher. And Massengale, opportunistic, takes second. Now runner on second with only 1 out. Tennessee Wesleyan looking to add to this 1-run lead.
So now we're going to see a pitch and change in the circle. From what I'm seeing, that looks like number 24 in the circle for Truett McConnell, which will be Elizabeth Bennett.
Will indeed be Elizabeth Bennett.
So with that moves Gibson back to DP. Bennett already in that flex position now will go in as that pitcher for Bennett. It's going to be an instant situation she's walking herself into. 1 out on the board, 1 runner on second. But Elizabeth Bennett, 2.68 ERA, 5-0 in the circles, 27 appearances, 7 games started, 2 saves.
Yeah, not an unfamiliar situation for her. And, watching her warm up out here, the left-hand pitcher has a lot of velocity, a lot of movement on the softball. So it's going to be a different look for these batters from Tennessee Wesleyan as Bennett gets the ball in the circle for her Truett McConnell Bears.
So now Bradley already 2 for 2 on the day. Single to an infield, single to left field. Can she go for a third? And that goes down. First pitch strike. Her first pitch of the day, strike. 1-2 count.
Be a big out if Bennett can retire Bradley right here.
Bennett comes in, strikes out. Bradley now 2 for 3. That will be 2 outs on the board.
Number 19, Brooke Freeman.
So Brooke Freeman will stay in that lineup. And she'll get another attempt at bat. High pitch. Ball 1.
Well, she earned another at bat, an RBI single, her last at bat.
Beautiful hit, too. Great placement in the outfield.
Looking to do it again here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning.
Had her swing at that next pitch. Goes down for a strike. 1-1 count.
A little half-hearted attempt there, a little indecisive from Freeman.
She'll take the next pitch. That one a bit high in that zone. 2-1 count.
Bennett trying to get herself and her team not necessarily so much herself, out of a jam here in the top of the 5th.
So is Freeman. We'll take this next pitch. That's another strike from Elizabeth Bennett. She's just come in. You can tell she's just been ready this whole entire time.
That was a pretty curveball right there. Started off the plate, worked its way in the strike zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Next pitch. Freeman almost went. Great eye to keep that from being a punch out.
Yeah.
Full count.
Great discipline right there. That ball was well outside. Not a whole lot she could have done with that one.
Oh, no. The right idea for the pitch to make her try to chase.
Perfect spot for a chase pitch right there.
And Elizabeth Bennett comes in, strikes out 2 batters. We go into the bottom of the 5th. Tennessee Wesleyan leads 6-5. What can we expect from Truett McConnell? Can they continue to respond to every punch thrown at them?
I'm going to say yes, because they have responded all day long.
6-5.
And it's an opportunity for them. They come in here, they're the 3 seed. Tennessee Wesleyan's the 6 seed, both tremendous softball teams. But you take a look at Truett McConnell. It's I'm not going to say now or never, but the innings are running out.
Absolutely.
Move to the bottom of the 5th. Not many more opportunities to produce some runs. Tennessee Wesleyan's played well, but so has Truett McConnell, and I think we'll see the same thing here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Well, if you want more action, stay tuned. We will be back after this quick break here on SESN in Kingsport, Tennessee for the softball championships in AAC.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
And perfect timing as we go into the bottom of the 5th. First pitch strike from Bailey Phillips. 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts. Isabel Sullivan is at bat, 1 for 2 on the day.
And Deshaun, it's a great spot if you're Truett McConnell to claw back, to fight back. Your number 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So
it's a great opportunity ahead. For Tennessee Wesleyan, it's also a great opportunity because if you can slow down Truett McConnell at bat, I mean, you've already surpassed it. You have 8 hits, Truett McConnell at 7. So different kind of game what we're seeing than what we've seen all day as far as defensive discipline. It's still disciplined defensively, but those bats are rolling a lot more in this game.
Yeah, some free swingers out there, and these ladies have delivered a lot of hard hit balls, and both teams really taking advantage on the base paths. A couple stolen bases, a couple extra bases. 11 combined runs and an offensive output of a game between Truett McConnell and Tennessee Wesleyan.
Absolutely. That last pitch on the inside, a lot of people in the crowd thought otherwise, that should have been a strike. But Bailey Phillips would get another attempt in the circle. And went a little bit more further than inside. That brings it to a full count.
Sullivan trying to get on base here in the bottom of the fifth.
Sullivan will make her way to first after that walk. That actually will be Bailey Phillips' first walk of the day through 5 innings.
Yeah, Phillips has pitched a phenomenal game. Struck out the side back in the first.
They have Boatwright at bat. Boatwright last at bat was a double to left field.
The leadoff runner aboard for Truett McConnell in the form of Isabel Sullivan. Like you said, Deshaun, that big triple back in the third.
That was on the inside. That was called a ball. Great spot. Had the idea if you throw it at that spot, does Boatwright want to swing at that? That's just a great eye by Boatwright.
Yeah, that one's hard to lay off of.
Those type of situations, I just feel like at the plate, you're going to want to swing at that. As we have a quick stoppage of play, we'll have a quick mound visit. 2-1 count right now is no outs on the board. Tennessee Wesleyan leads by 1. But what this game has shown so far is no lead is safe.
No, you're exactly right, Deshaun. It is, both teams clawing back and forth. A 2-run lead for Tennessee Wesleyan early. Truett McConnell comes back, takes a 2-run lead. Tennessee Wesleyan answers back and now leads by 1. And it's been a back and forth affair and been a very, very well played, high entertaining softball contest here in our last game on the opening day of the AAC Conference Softball Tournament.
Beautiful day. Beautiful weather, great softball weather. This has been a great first day of this tournament so far. A lot of competition, a lot of teams showing that they want to continue their run, make it to the national tournament, and then a month from now around this time, there will be teams in Columbus, Georgia. As that one is hit into the outfield. Great way for Snead to chase that into center field, get that out. First out of the inning.
Yeah, Snead had to come a long way to make that catch, and a good job communicating with her left fielder, Macy Chastain. Could have been a collision there. Snead calls her off, retires Boatwright for the first out.
That first pitch is on inside, called a ball. Bailey Phillips so far is throwing 82 pitches. We'll go for pitch number 83. Sullivan still on first. Gibson at the moment is 0 for 2 on the day. She did strike out at her last at bat. Popped out the right field at the first at bat.
Could really help her own cause here. She could deliver a hit.
That ball is a bit high. That goes down as 2-1 count. She'll take the next pitch. Hit by the tree. Luckily, no one is hit. Great way for a fan to also duck her head as well.
Yeah, you either got to catch it or get out of the way. I'm not a big fan of the duck and cover.
Oh, no, I'm getting out the way.
Not a big fan of the duck and cover.
There was a situation when I was a student, and there was a time where a foul ball almost hit me, and I just decided to sacrifice the equipment instead of me. I was like, we can buy new equipment. We can't buy a new brain.
That's right.
Full count on the board, 1 out. Still have Sullivan on first. That's a great hit, but also that's a great way for Tennessee Wesleyan to make sure to get that second out. That is Chastain. Wow, straight to her.
Yeah, that ball was hit on a rope right at Chastain. And that's one of those woulda, coulda, shouldas. If that's a little bit further either direction, Gibson's probably getting a double, but right at Chastain squeezes it for out number 2.
So now Rachel Morgan up to bat. Chips off the bat, that goes down as a foul ball. Bottom 5, 0-1 count. So it's now Phillips. She'll take this next pitch. Goes as a swing and a miss. Great pitch on the inside. Made her chase after that one. And it was kind of the situation we said where you throw that inside pitch and it's tempting to swing at it. We saw Rachel Morgan taking a temp on that, and she was going for it.
Yeah, took a big hack at it. Just couldn't connect.
And Rachel Morgan hits that straight to Chastain. Could Chastain come down with the out? She will. Tennessee Wesleyan with one runner left on.
No runs.
Will not allow any runs. Tennessee Wesleyan stays in the lead by 1. We go into the top of the 6th. We will see if Tennessee Wesleyan can continue what they're doing with 8 hits on 6 runs and build that lead. We will be right back here with SESN at the AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. As we enter that top of the 6th,
Right fielder, number 7.
you now have Elizabeth Bennett back in the circle. She will have a full inning to pitch this time. You have Adam Anouk, who will be leading off. First at bat, she was hit by a pitch. Next one, she had a sacrifice bunt. So Bennett looking to see if she can continue what she's doing. Already 2 strikeouts, not even a full inning.
Yeah, come on in relief and done a great job so far.
First pitch high and outside, that goes down as a ball.
Jay, as soon as I sign my contract for director of AAC morale, I will be there.
So now Bennett takes this next pitch. Adam Anouk, for a second, like she got hit by the pitch again.
I think it must have went off the bat.
Yeah.
I don't know how it could not have hit her or the bat one.
So Bennett will look to take this next pitch. Adam Anouk getting ready. Inside pitch, that will go down as a strike.
Pretty curveball. Started at the middle of the plate, worked its way into the right-handed batter from the lefty, Bennett.
And that is going to be popped right up to Bennett. Adam Anouk out. And that's what we talked about earlier. Sometimes those bunts, when they get too much hang time in the area, that's just a perfect opportunity for the defense to field that.
Yeah, Adam Anouk didn't show bunt early. It was like she was trying to, like a sneaky bunt, and just popped it up right back to the pitcher for out number 1.
Now you go to the top, back to the top of the lineup. Macy Chastain reached on the field in there on her first at bat. Next at bat, she was walked. One 0 count. Bennett takes this pitch. That will be on the outside.
Chastain coming up for Tennessee Wesleyan. Back to the top of the lineup for the Bears.
Top 6.
Great pitch on that inside, low and right in that zone where just as where she needed. 2-1 count. See if Bennett can get that next pitch, catch it back up in the count.
It's a hard pitch to hit for a slapper like Chastain who's moving forward in the box. The ball's going away from her out of the zone.
Oh, Jay.
And now you're at a 2-2 count, so Bennett, perfect opportunity.
Now she got the lead out. Adamanuk popped out back to Bennett. Trying to retire the first 2 in order here in the top of the 6th.
That one a bit high and outside. Brings it to a full count. Tennessee Wesleyan with another chance. Chastain now. As Bennett takes this next pitch. Right down the middle. That is another strikeout. Strikeout number 3 of the day. Chastain considered going for it. Didn't really take a swing at it. Both putouts by Bennett.
Yeah, and that was just a pretty pitch right there. Caught Chastain a little off guard. Got her looking for the second out.
Now Snead up the bat. 2 for 3 on the day. Last pitch was called a strike. First at bat, that was that single. Next one, she was put out for a 3-4, and then last one, doubled straight to right field.
Turned on it.
And she's going to aim for that same spot again. If that stays in, does she make it to second?
I think so. It's sort of in no man's land over there. Everybody's giving chase, but Snead with a little speed could have been there.
Bennett now will take this next pitch. And Bennett, 1-3 put out, 1 up, 1, 2, 3. All Elizabeth Bennett.
Yeah, nice inning for Bennett. Got the strikeout, fields her position well, and retires Tennessee Wesleyan in order, 1, 2, 3. And that's sort of what you wanted if you're Truett McConnell to keep Tennessee Wesleyan from hanging any more runs on you.
So there's going to be more action coming because we're going to the bottom of the 6th. Truett McConnell has another opportunity, and the opportunity is now. But we'll take a quick break here on AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. So as we go into the bottom of the 6th, the Game 4 loser will take on Columbia tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The winner will advance, and they will play on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. And that will be the winner of the Bryan and the Bernal game.
Lots and lots of softball yet to be played.
As that is going to find its way. Great effort in the outfield. Was about to be a very beautiful play. Great dive. But also great contact by Chronic.
Yeah, Chronic. Little dying quail out in the short, there, right behind the dirt and the grass. Chastain, a long way to run. Lays out for it, just couldn't complete the catch. center back.
So it was originally going to be a pinch runner. She got sent back into the dugout. So now you'll have Grace Folds back up to the plate. Grace Folds had that single to right center and then a sack bunt last at bat.
Oh.
That is high in the air.
Yeah, that's not what you like to see when you're trying to sack bunt. You want to get that thing on the ground, not pop it up. I like the idea of the sack bunt, trying to move the runner over in scoring position, but it's got to be executed.
So now with the perfect placement, that will advance Cronick over. So this time does her job again. So that's the second time she's gotten a sack bunt.
Yeah, that was a much better bunt attempt by Folds. Does her job, moves the runner. So Cronick now moves to second when Mackenzie Heim coming to the plate. Or is this a pinch hitter for Heim?
If so, that would be number 15, Ashley Fitz, freshman out of Alpharetta, Georgia. And now you do have pinch runner Georgia Patton, freshman infielder out of Blairsville, Georgia, on second.
Pinch running for Truett McConnell, number 23, Georgia Patton. Pinch hitting for Truett McConnell, number 15, Ashley Fitz.
So now Fitz up to bat, first at bat of the day.
Swings at the first one. A little inside. Looked like it almost handcuffed her. Couldn't get her arms extended. Will be strike one for Fitz.
Now Phillips looking to take this next pitch. Put out for the second out of this inning. 6-3 put out. 2 outs. And now Graham will return to the lineup.
Left fielder, number 12.
It's a nice play short by Penning. She fielded that one, took a step or two towards a runner at second, chased her back, then delivered a strike to first to retire Fitz.
Last one was called a ball, 1-0 count. Graham has a sack bunt and a hit on the day.
Stat software just did 2 plays in a row where it did the, we're sorry, there was an error.
That pitch bit high in that zone, brings it 2-0 count.
It happens like every game multiple times where like
Rebecca
for some
Graham
reason when you hit any play,
singled in her last at bat. Looking to do the same here.
Right in that zone is Bailey Phillips. 2-1 count.
we send in our official
She's pitched a great ball game today, Deshaun. Just
Absolutely.
she's given up some runs, but she's pitched out of some jams and made Truett McConnell work for everything that they've earned this afternoon.
When you're pitching against a team like Truett McConnell, you know, great hitting team like they are, you're gonna give up some hits. You might give up some runs. It's all about how you can continue to keep your composure and really get through these next few innings. And the way she has held her composure and just continued to play is something that shows that senior leadership that she has.
That's very well said. You got to deal with, you know, the current batter, the next pitch, and just trust your skills, hit your spots, and trust that defense behind you. And that's one of the big reasons Tennessee Wesleyan has this 1-run lead late in this ball game.
Now got a full count. Wow, that missed the zone just a bit. Fans thought it was a strike, thought she was out of it, and that would have ended the inning. But she will have another walk on her stat. Graham makes her way to first. We now have Graham at first, Patton on second.
Emmy Suter coming to the plate. 325 leadoff hitter for Truett McConnell.
First pitch called strike. Suter struck out first at bat, 6-3 second at bat, and then fouled off to third on the last one. Went a bit further on the inside. That will go down as a ball. 1-1 count.
This Suter 0 for 3 today, but she would take 1 for 4 right here.
She'll take this next pitch. Suter.
That's trouble.
Ooh, misstep causes a run to be scored. We are now tied at 6.
Suter popped that one up into right field, and it was in a sort of no man's land. The area, you had the second baseman, the right fielder, and the center fielder all converging. And it was one of those, I got it, you take it, it hits the ground. And Suter makes her way to second, 1 run scores. Runners on second and third with 2 outs and a tie ball game.
So Suter now on second. That was credited as a double. Patton did make her way home. That ball's a bit low. We have a 1-1 count. Sullivan so far is 1 for 2 today, 1 RBI. Struck out, walked, then RBI single to right center.
We're going to break the tie. Go ahead runs is 60 feet away.
Two-one count, bottom of the 6th. Bailey Phillips looks to take this next pitch. That will go to Adam Manuk into right field. She will get that put out. We now head to the top of the 7th. A lot of action left to be played.
Hits, no errors, 2 left on
What
base.
could we potentially see?
Our score as we enter the 7th, tied 6-6.
Somebody's going to have to score a run right here. We're going to have some free softball.
Oh.
We mentioned it earlier. Tournament time, you see these teams, they're just all so good. They're so competitive. And but you move to the 7th inning and you can sort of erase everything that happened in the first 6 because you got a tie ball game. Somebody's got to score. Somebody's got to take the lead. Somebody's got to win this softball game. And how it's going to play out is yet to be determined, but we shall see.
We shall see. We'll be right back, and we'll see what more action is there to be had here at AAC Softball Championships in our final game today.
Pitcher, number 32, Bailey Phillips.
Here we go. Bailey Phillips leading off this top of the 7th inning. So far, 0 for 3 in a day. This is the perfect opportunity to string along some hits and potentially bring in some runs in this inning.
First pitch from Bennett runs inside on Phillips. Brushes her back off the plate a little. But you're right, Deshaun. She could really, really help her cause with a big hit right here.
Second pitch on the inside, 2-0 count. Bennett looking to take her 24th pitch of the day. Finds that spot. That brings it to a 2-1 count.
Yeah, pretty pitch right on the knees, outside corner, called strike on Phillips.
So now Bennett takes this next pitch. A little bit outside that zone. That is going to make it a 3-1 count.
Another hitter's count right here for Phillips. 365 hitter. 650 slugging percentage. See what she can do.
Brings it to a full count. That finds the spot on the outside. Now for Bennett. Already a half of an inning pitched. 3 strikeouts. Looking to potentially make it number 4.
Last 3 pitches all been on that outside part of the plate. See if she brings one back inside.
And Phillips will get the base hit. Starts off first hit of the inning. And that is her first hit of the day.
And it came at a great time for Tennessee Wesleyan. Tie ball game, top of the 7th inning. Phillips puts the leadoff runner aboard. And now the Tennessee Wesleyan Bears have a little offense cooking. We'll see what they can do if they can get this run across and break this tie ball game.
Both teams combined for 18 hits. Tennessee Wesleyan 9, Truett McConnell 9. And now,
Pinch running for Tennessee Wesleyan.
Pinch running.
13, Katie Willett.
You have number 13, Katie Willett, freshman out of Greenville, Tennessee.
Number 21, Mackenzie Baldwin.
Mackenzie Baldwin now would be looking to take this next bat. Singled past the infield at her last at bat. That ball a bit high. Still continuing to see her go for that outside pitch. See if they'll chase it.
Yeah, she's really worked that outside corner since she entered the game. And had a lot of success with it.
And that's just going to roll down the line. But that does advance a runner over. So Willett now on second, 1 out on the board.
Shortstop,
That was a
number 11,
perfectly
Taylor
placed
Bennett.
bunt down the first base line. And the first baseman was playing an ideal position and able to grab the ball and tag the runner Baldwin, and she's going down to first.
And you saw Bennett change it up on this one, going on that inside. First pitch called strike. Next pitch on the outside. 1-1 count. Seeing a mixture of her trying to switch it up, see exactly if Tennessee Wesleyan will attack.
Yeah, she's working, doing a great job working all the zones, in and out, high and low, changing speeds.
That one is hitting the foul territory. Almost hit on the other field right behind us.
Beautiful facility here at Brickyard Ballparks in Kingsport.
So now 1-2 count. Inside pitch a little too far inside and high. That brings to a 2-2 count. 2-2 count, 1 out on the board. Taylor Penning looking to get on. Another pitch inside high. Full count. So now if you're Tennessee Wesleyan, you've attacked offensively in a way that Truett McConnell has had to match and really adjust to. Rather than Truett McConnell setting the tone, Tennessee Wesleyan has set the tone today.
Now they really have, and came out aggressive way back in the first inning. Able to get some runners on, a run in the first for Tennessee Wesleyan, and they've just sort of chipped away. Played a really good softball game here today.
That was hitting the foul territory.
Full count.
So full count, 1 out on the board. Willett on second. And that is going to be roped right past the infield. Willett racing home. Can she make it there? She will be safe. Tennessee Wesleyan back in the lead. This is a seesaw affair.
Great piece of hitting by Penning. Just took the ball into right center field, a hard hit ball, and then the throw home. And there's really no shot at throwing out the runner. But the throw home allowed Penning to go to second. So runner in scoring position at second base with only one out. And Tennessee Wesleyan on top 7-6.
And that was Penning's first hit of the day. So in this inning, both batters who were offers both got their first hit. It mattered.
Delivering when their number's called in a tie ball game, top of the 7th inning. That's what you expect out of your veteran softball team.
So now you have a 2-0 count. Massengale, 2 for 3 on the day, 1 RBI. Runner on second. Massengale, great contact on that. That stays in. And you might have Penning coming back home and bringing it to an 8-6 game.
I think so. I think if that would have stayed fair, she would have scored easily. But you're right, a hard hit ball, just foul by Tatum Massengale.
Massengale hits it right to the infield. You have a 6-3 put out, 2 outs on the board. Great way for Boatwright to corral that and throw it straight out at home. Well, at first to Suter.
Yeah, well, that ball was hit to Boatwright. The Penning could not advance either on the hit or the throw, so she stays at second. Good job in the field by Truett McConnell.
Bradley on the first pitch attacking. So 0-1 count, 2 outs on the board. Penning on second. Bennett. Now take this next pitch. Bit far on the outside. That now goes down as a ball, 1-1 count. Takes the next pitch. That one low on the outside.
Yeah, just missed off the outside part of the plate. You have to be careful with Bradley. 2 singles on the day. Don't want to give her anything she can drive.
And that next pitch further on the inside now brings it to a 3-1 count. Bradley now with the big advantage. But also, still, you have 2 outs. Anything is possible. Now attacking, you have a full count. So day 1 of the conference tournament, final game of the day, full count on the board, 2 outs, 7-6 game. What more could you ask for?
It's been a great day, great game here. A lot of offense in this one. Some of the earlier games, not as much offensive production, but, man, this one's been fun.
And Bradley hits that right to left field, as that was Graham who corralled that last out.
1 run, 2
So,
hits, no errors, 1 left on base. On to the
one
bottom of the
last
7th.
opportunity
Tennessee
potentially,
Wesleyan leads,
or
7-6.
just, why don't we say one last? Another opportunity for Truett McConnell as they believe that they can either tie this or walk this off. What could
Yeah.
potentially happen?
Yeah, it's do or die time now for Truett McConnell, and one big advantage, they've got their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. So sort of the meat of that lineup for Truett McConnell coming to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. Down 1 run, they need 1 run to push this one to extras, or like you said, Deshaun, 2, and they'll walk it off.
Bears fans, Bulldogs fans, don't go anywhere. We have a lot more softball left here with AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee.
pushing. Yo. Come on.
And just like that, we open up, and Truett McConnell answers the bell with a base hit. Runner on.
The designated player, number 22.
A good piece of hitting by Cassie Boatwright. Just took the pitch, drove it out in the right center field for a leadoff single.
That is going to be an attempt for a bunt. I've seen a lot of these attempts for bunts today. Had a lot of hang time.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of the ball, push it down into the ground, and a lot of times pitchers will, if they think it's a bunting situation, they'll go with that rise ball, which is a little bit harder to bunt. Just moving upward through the zone.
So that's going to go straight to short. Popped up right in the infield. So Gibson is retired. First out.
And that's a big out if you're Tennessee Wesleyan. You allowed a leadoff hit, in this inning, and that's the tying run. So every out now is crucial.
So Rachel Morgan up to bat, 1 for 3 on the day. Phillips looking to take this pitch. She will get the bunt, 1-3 sack bunt. So that moves a runner over. So Boat right now will be on second.
2 down, sacrificing out to move a runner into scoring position. But Cronick, one of your hottest hitters today, coming to the plate. Deshaun, 2 singles in her last 2 plate appearances.
Yep.
A single here will tie this one up.
Great spot for Bailey Phillips. 6.5 innings pitched. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 113 total pitches. Resilience so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic performance by Phillips today. Looking to close this one out.
So 1-1 count, 2 outs. Boat right on second. Cronick at bat. Last pitch called strike. 1-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Loser will play tomorrow at 1. Winner plays Wednesday. Bailey Phillips takes the pitch. That will go on the outside.
Good job by Cronick not chasing after that one. Phillips offering one off the plate out of the zone.
2-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom 7th, day 1 AAC tournament. She will attack on that. That stays in, and this might be different.
There's a hard hit ball down the left field line, just foul.
So another go at bat.
High drama here in Kingsport.
A lot of it. Phillips takes this pitch. Outside corner. Full count, bottom 7th. I just want to remind everyone, this is only day 1. We still have a lot of softball left this week. Bailey Phillips right there. Makes sure to chase the pitch, strike out. Tennessee Wesleyan will take the win. Truett McConnell will move to the losers bracket. That is how you end off day 1 as far as just an entire game. Both teams combined, 20 hits. Truett McConnell, 10 hits, 6 runs, 3 errors. But Tennessee Wesleyan, 10 hits, 7 runs, no errors. how did Truett McConnell
between Bryant
match that? But how did Tennessee Wesleyan overcome Truett McConnell's firepower, especially when they had that three-run inning and then a 2-run inning?
tomorrow.
Yeah, and I got to give a lot of credit to Bailey Phillips. Truett McConnell put up some runs, hit the ball hard on her, but she never wavered. She stayed the course, started hitting her spots, and started getting some leadoff outs. When you get those leadoff outs, second and third outs come a little easier. But Bailey Phillips, just a phenomenal job in the circle today from Tennessee Wesleyan. And then how about Taylor Penning, coming up with that big RBI single in the top of the 7th inning to give her Tennessee Wesleyan team the lead and ultimately the victory here in what many consider a mild upset. Tennessee Wesleyan, the 6th seed, knocking off Truett McConnell, the 3 seed. So a fantastic softball game and a good win for Tennessee Wesleyan.
Today was just a beautiful day of softball. The weather was great. The action was great. We saw a lot of different kind of softball, pitching duels, defensive adjustments where everybody had to be very disciplined, and then just offensive firepower in that last game.
Yeah, 20 combined hits, 13 total combined runs, and just like you said, Deshaun, just a great day of softball, and a lot more action to come the rest of this week here in this AAC softball tournament.
Looking ahead tomorrow, Milligan and Montreat will open the day at 11 o'clock, and then right after that at 1 o'clock, you have Columbia College and Truett McConnell, as Truett McConnell will have to play tomorrow. Loser of that game will go home and be eliminated. Game 7, which will be that third game, is Reinhardt and CIU. And then that last game tomorrow, your main event is Bryan and Brunel.
That's, when you start talking about those teams, and we've seen a lot of them play today, just so many great teams, great players in this league, and they will be on full display in a couple of heavyweight matches tomorrow for sure.
If you enjoyed today, tune in tomorrow. It's only getting started here in Kingsport, Tennessee. I'm Deshaun Bullock, closing it out. Jeff Campbell, you have anything else?
No, I appreciate it. It's been great meeting you, great working with you. Had a great day of softball, and very much looking forward to the rest of this week.
All right, and we close this out. I appreciate everyone, and thank you with AAC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.